Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut, actually has been one of the number one people sort of promoting this. Before we get into this, I want to just play a clip of Senator Murphy.
So Congress writes a law that dictates how USAID spends money to make sure that we're countering Chinese influence inside Africa, to make sure that we don't lose access to critical mineral supplies, so that we're fighting back against Hezbollah in Lebanon.
Well, there it is, Rania. I think there's a few things to say about this. The first thing I think that's important in terms of framing it is it's at least finally proving what many of us have said for many years, that USAID is a form of imperialist soft power, and that it does many things which many people find unobjectionable. That's why it's soft power, because, some of the things are giving people food, people are in famine, things like that. But that nestled under that, it's always been a vehicle for cover identities for the CIA, for its own programs that are aimed at different forms of regime change, major funding of media abroad to shape the narrative in countries in a more pro-US direction. So that's being proven true. But, the thing about it, Ronnie, that is notable to me is the very fact that Chris Murphy and others feel this is the way that they have to defend USAID lets you know that Donald Trump's attack on USAID are in a way about something different. And I think that's what's important to note about this. Like, the way you look at how they're attacking it, it basically is designed to bolster many of the already existing narratives of the Trump administration to back their billionaire agenda, specifically by using racism in a divisive way. Like when you look at the White House press secretary, when she's running down the list of USAID programs that are bad, that they don't like. By the way, some of them weren't even USAID programs. But that being said, it's all about DEI, so it's building into that narrative. Obviously, when they're targeting it, they are targeting the humanitarian aid aspect, and they're trying to make it seem like, wow, how terrible that America would give food to non-white people in the global South who are suffering from famine and hunger. Trump also this morning opening up an attack on the funding on the US media by USAID. And of course, we at Breakthrough News are no fans of the mainstream media. But the reason why Trump hates the mainstream media is because they truthfully report on many of his misdeeds, and he doesn't want to do that. So in a way, I feel I can understand that some people are like excited about this, like, oh, they're going after USAID, but they're not going after it because of all the like CIA spook regime change stuff. They're doing it in order to continue to build the racist narrative around quote unquote DEI, which basically means let's make sure the government does nothing to address the historic and ongoing discrimination against Black people in particular and many others in the United States. Let's stop the U.S. war machine.